All right, let's get right into it and crack a super common automotive mystery, that pesky check engine light. We're going to be decoding the Ford trouble code P008A so you can figure out exactly what your car is trying to tell you.
You know the feeling, right? We've all been there. You're just driving along, minding your own business, and then bam, that little amber engine icon lights up the dashboard. It's kind of like your car is trying to send you a coded message that something needs a look. This is the start of a little diagnostic mystery. But don't you worry, we are going to solve this thing together.
You know, every good investigation starts with a solid clue. And lucky for us, your car gives you the very first one, straight from its onboard computer. So let's unmask this code and see what it's all about. Okay, so you plug a scanner into your car, and it spits out this specific code, P008A. Now, this is not just some random set of numbers and letters. Nope, it's a very precise message that really helps narrow down our search. Think of it as the first breadcrumb on the trail we're about to follow.
So, where does this clue lead us? Well, more often than not, it points straight to something called the Variable Camshaft Timing Solenoid, or VCT solenoid for short. Just think of this thing as your engine's conductor. It's responsible for perfectly timing when the valves open and close. That gives you better power when you hit the gas and better fuel economy when you're just cruising. So, code P008A basically means our conductor is a little offbeat.
Now that we know our main area of interest, the investigation can really kick off. And just like any good detective story, we've got a few potential culprits. So let's go ahead and line up our three prime suspects.
Well, that VCT solenoid is definitely our number one suspect. This code can actually point to three different potential problems. A good detective always checks every angle, so that's exactly what we're going to do.
So, our investigation kicks off with suspect number one, which is by far the most common cause, a faulty VCT solenoid. It just went bad. Next up, we'll check for faulty wiring, or maybe just a bad connection. I mean, the solenoid itself could be perfectly fine, but the signal just isn't getting through. And finally, our third suspect is a bit more serious, an actual mechanical engine issue, like maybe a worn-out timing chain.
Okay, with our suspects all lined up, we need a method, a game plan to figure out which one is the real culprit. This is where we get a little hands-on with our diagnostic toolkit and a really logical plan of attack.
Now the key here, and this is really important, is not to just start tearing the engine apart. No. You always want to begin with the easiest and most likely solution first. Trust me, this methodical approach is going to save you a ton of time, money, and a whole lot of headaches as you just logically follow the evidence.
So our method is a simple three-step process. First up, a visual check. Just use your eyes. Look at the solenoid and its wiring. Is anything obviously loose or corroded or damaged? If that all looks good, then you move on to the electrical check. Here's where you'll use a scan tool and inspect that wiring a little more closely. And only if both of those checks come up empty do you move on to the much more involved mechanical inspection for any internal engine wear.
So, after you've followed the steps and you've identified the faulty component, our little investigation finally reaches its conclusion. It's time to deliver the verdict and, more importantly, apply the fix.
The final step here is pretty straightforward. Whether the issue turned out to be the solenoid, the wiring, or a mechanical part, the solution is direct. That faulty component has to be either repaired or replaced. As soon as you do that, clear the code with your scanner, and guess what? Case officially closed.
So, let's just do a quick recap of our investigation. That code, P008A, that's your first big clue, and it's probably pointing you toward the VCT solenoid. From there, your investigation needs to be methodical, right? Follow that three-step path, from a visual check to an electrical one, and only then to a mechanical inspection if you need it. And the solution is always going to be to repair or replace whatever part you find is the culprit. Simple as that.
So you started out with just a mysterious light on your dashboard. But now you've got the clues, you know the suspects, and you have a clear method for finding the solution. The mystery is pretty much gone, and it's been replaced by a logical process. So with this guide in hand, the only question left is, are you ready to crack the case?